I'm not going anywhere. No. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. There's nowhere to go. I'm riding a sport bike. Nowhere to go. Ja, probier mal. Na, probier. Friends of Two Wheels Paradise, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you again with greetings of love. This is Meshach. First of all, thank you so much for supporting my channel. You have been a blessing to me, and I want to believe that I have also been a blessing to you in some way, because I have brought to your attention a couple of things that you as a motorcyclist or a motorcycle lover will have to learn and become a better person. More to that, it is unfortunate that sometimes we have to make videos that are not so interesting, but because our responsibility as YouTubers, as bloggers and everybody else is to raise the issues that are of social importance, national importance, I want to make a video, and this is one of those videos I would never have thought I'll have to make, but because it is of importance, I'm going to do it. In this episode, I want us to talk about the reason why we have so many road accidents in Kenya. A lot of people are losing their lives on the highways, and what really is happening, who is causing it, and whether it is something that can be prevented. Watch this video for a second. Did you see that? That is one of the biggest problems we have in this country. And not only in Kenya, so many other countries, especially in Africa, this is the biggest disaster we have. Drivers who do not have any element of care, no respect, no manners, they just have no time for anybody else apart from themselves and whatever cargo they are carrying or the passengers they are carrying. They don't even care. And if you look at it this well, you realize that it is not only a problem to the other road users. These drivers are putting themselves at a very, very unnecessary and high level of risk of death or very serious injuries. Look, there are some roads in Kenya that are a nightmare, especially if you're driving a small vehicle or you are on a motorcycle. Total nightmare. Mombasa Highway from Nairobi all the way to Mombasa. 500 kilometers of pure jungle. Pure hell. Here people drive the way they want. It's like they are not in a country that has laws. The other road is Nakuru Eldoret Highway, all the way from Nairobi to Eldoret. Another 360 kilometers of nightmare. Garissa Highway from Thika town going up to Garissa. Total nightmare. Embu, Meru Highway. Total nightmare. We have very specific roads in Kenya where you need to be extra careful when driving or riding a motorcycle, not because the road design is long, not because we have natural calamities that can happen, not because we have natural disasters, but because the humans who are driving along that road are the natural disaster that you need to worry about. As bikers, we have gone through a lot. We have gone through a lot. As bikers, we have gone through a lot. And much of it is contributed by people who have zero levels of manners, zero levels of respect for human life. Zero levels. When someone is tailgating you from behind and they are driving at less than 1 meter behind you, when you're doing 100 kilometers an hour, this is a person with zero respect for your life. Zero respect. Zero respect. They make life very, very complicated and difficult, because even if you see something that requires you to slow down, you cannot slow down. You touch those brakes and you're dead. They're going to hit you from behind, kill you and run away. We have so many cases of runaway drivers who killed bikers, who caused accidents, killed pedestrians, killed cyclists, and they just vanished. And the law always favors those people who run away, because the moment they run away, they run away. Even the moment they are caught up later on, they will just be arrested and then presented before a judge, released on cash bail, and that case is done. And that is the reason why we have so many log drivers in Kenya, and especially the whole of Africa. It is a disaster, pure disaster. For instance, in this video, I want you to keep an eye on how drivers are behaving around me. Just keep an eye on how drivers behave when they realize it is just any other guy on a bike. They do not even want to care at what speed you're riding your motorcycle. They don't care. They don't even want to know whether there is a road shoulder where you can land to. They don't care. But every time we get an accident, people are pretending to be so sorrowful, so emotional. People are pretending so much to care when people die. We have buses that have hit bridges, buses that have plunged into dams, into rivers, trucks, huge long-distance trucks, 40-foot containers that ram into vehicles, 10, 15 vehicles, and kill that people at a go. And we always blame mechanical failures. But nobody wants to talk about exactly what is causing these failures, or whether they are genuine failures or just man-made failures. You see, someone is overtaking into a lane that is already occupied, but because they have a bigger vehicle than whoever else is in that lane, they feel entitled, and they feel like that person should just run away from me because I have a heavy truck. In their head, they just feeling like that person should just run away from me just because I have a heavy commercial. That's their thought. I have a truck, they should run away. If it is a motorcyclist, someone in a vehicle, no matter how small or huge, they don't care. You should just run away because they are there with a vehicle. This is an element of bullying, and it should be called by its name. Bullying, harassment. And if you complain, they turn it to road rage. So most of the times as bikers, we just end up running away into the bushes and just forgetting that whatever happened, happened. For your own sake. A lot of times I ask myself, whether the government of Kenya is aware of what happens, or they are not even in touch with the reality on the ground, or they know what is going on and they just decide to do nothing. Especially now when you get pushed out of the road by a GK vehicle, a government vehicle. It begs the question of, in whose hands are we safe? As bikers, in whose hands are we safe? Because now, when something goes wrong, you run to the police. Now here we are, a police vehicle, a military vehicle, a ministry vehicle, some parastatal, government institution, some driver employed by the government misbehaving with an official vehicle. Now you have no idea where to run to. You have no idea where to run to. We have seen a lot of people losing lives in the last 2 months in Kenya. You find a whole PSV van with 14 people killing everyone on board, just because a truck driver decided to bully them. You find a bus full of 56, 58 human beings plunging into a river and killing everyone, just because the driver was running away from a truck driver who decided to bully the bus. As you can see in this video, I'm riding a bike and it looks like I'm not even there. I don't even exist. In the eyes of these drivers, I don't even exist. And they can show you clearly you don't exist with the manner in which they take over your lane and push you out. It is like they have not even seen you in the first place. So now the question I'm asking is, until when we are going to talk about this? It is heartbreaking. It is wrong. I don't know for how long we are going to complain about this. You see, clearly you indicate that you want to overtake someone, and just because you have a motorcycle, they decide to play around with your life as if it doesn't matter. Someone is pushing you to the side, body charging you into the oncoming lane, into the guardrails, into the bridges. They have no respect for you. And if you make a mistake and complain about it, they turn it into a road rage. They can even run you over. I have an experience with one Mercedes driver some 3 years ago who decided to bully me, and when I complained, he pulled a gun on me. We have gotten to a level where a driver will just pull out a gun to threaten a motorcyclist just because you hoot, you flashed your headlights, just because you refused to run away when they were pushing you into the trenches. That is the level of entitlement we have. But now you see, when people die, we all pretend to be so remorseful, we pretend to be so surprised. We even call spiritual leaders to come and pray for the highways. All manner of shenanigans that don't make no sense, because the reality is we already know what is wrong. We already know what is wrong. Sometimes I feel so angry when I see a driver bullying another driver in the presence of traffic police. Sometimes you'll see a roadblock, someone is bullying another one right at the roadblock where we have armed police officers. They don't care. People with vehicles like the D-Max, Isuzu D-Max double cabin, Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, these human beings, I have no idea what is wrong with them. And now we have gotten another group of very rich people who drive the Range Rovers, behaving as if they are kids. And in the last a couple of months, we have seen very, very, very nasty Range Rover accidents where everybody dies. Everybody involved is left dead by the Range Rovers. People are speeding like they are running away from crime scene. They don't even care what is going to happen. If you're traveling to Meru through Kirinyaga, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, that main highway, you realize how dangerous it is just because of people who carry miraa from the eastern to Nairobi. The Toyota Hilux pickup, the Toyota Probox, Toyota Fielder, Toyota Witch. No regard for human life. Someone is maxing out a Toyota Hilux pickup 180 kilometers an hour on a highway that is full of people. But these people are untouchable. Even the government looks afraid of them. So you ask yourself, in whose hands are we left safe? In whose hands are we left safe? PSV vans. Zero respect for human life. Someone is overtaking on some escarpment road. A small mistake, that PSV van full of 14 human lives will plunge into a 2 or 3 kilometer cliff. But this driver doesn't care. There is one road called the Mutalakwa Maimahiu road. From Mutalakwa to Maimahiu town is 17 kilometers. And these are 17 kilometers of pure hell. 17 kilometers to hell. Pure disaster. Someone is driving a Scania truck with a 40-foot container full of stuff, and they have decided to overtake everybody else downhill. And they have zero respect for what is going to happen. Going to Mombasa from Nairobi, if you're driving a small vehicle, you're going to see a long day. You're going to get a very, very long day. A very, very long day. Because of some drivers who are hired to drive the fresh import vehicles from the port of Mombasa to Nairobi car yards. These people have zero respect for human life. And then you wonder, where did the rain start beating us? Where did it start beating us? I have tried to complain in some instances to the police. Sometimes someone bullies you. You manage to overtake them and go take cover at a police roadblock. You try to tell the police there is a vehicle, number plate K something, that is just behind me, and this driver is a killer driver. The police officer will ask you, did they hit you? No. Then continue with your journey. Stop bothering people. You end up becoming the villain now in this whole story, but you are actually the victim. Trying to save people from death, but nobody seems to care. I have spotted vehicles with broken wheels, bearings are dead, propeller shafts are just jumping up and down. You look at that vehicle full of passengers and it looks like a coffin. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. If you try and talk to that driver about something you have spotted from outside, they'll just become arrogant, become rude, and if you play around with them, they can turn it to a road rage situation. I have been in that situation myself. I spot a vehicle with one wheel that is almost coming off. I try to alert the driver that something is very wrong with your vehicle. Please park it and just have a look at what is going on. Then they just tell me, I know. I know. It's not your business. Just go your way. So you wonder, The passengers who are in that vehicle, at this moment, they don't even matter. They don't matter at this moment. They don't matter. And you can be very sure it is just a matter of few minutes that is going to become a deadly disaster. But at this moment, nobody cares. Something else that really bothers me is the attitude with the passengers. When a driver is harassing another driver, you see some passengers supporting them. A bus driver has just pushed a small car into the trenches, and the passengers who are seated next to the driver are just laughing it off. Just laughing it off. A motorcyclist has just been thrown into the trenches by a truck, and the co-driver in that truck is just clapping their hands, cheering the driver. You wonder, where did all this start? Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Where exactly did we go wrong? It looks like we have lost all the regard for human life, for human dignity, and now we are just living suicidal. I just wonder until when we are going to have this discussion. I just wonder until when we are going to have this discussion. This is wrong. This is horrible. It is painful. It should not be happening because it is wrong. It shouldn't be happening because it is wrong. But who cares? My name is Meshach. This is Two Who is Paradise. If you have such experiences on the road, please talk to me in the comments. I believe we can shout. A lot of us can shout about this. Something is going to happen. See you around, and God bless you and keep you safe, because our roads are just highways to hell. I'm out of here.